Yes, it would help to unmute the Zoom, wouldn't it? Yes, okay. Yeah, so it's it does still say preparing a live stream. I'm not sure why it says that. I'm clearly live. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, well, it's saying that for whatever reason, but I'll just get my screen in order. So yeah, hi, welcome to the stream. Zoom link is in chat. I mean, Zoom link is in description. Yeah, hi. So I'm in a new location. And it seems to improve my streaming quality, speed. So that's great. Yeah. Yeah, so hi, welcome. So just to explain, you can join the Zoom and communicate through Zoom, or you can watch through the YouTube and communicate through the chat box. If you do join Zoom, you're welcome to have your camera off and your microphone muted, and you can either unmute to speak, or you can chat in the the Zoom chat box, and I'll read it out. So yeah, let me just change that. Okay, so today's talk is called have you have you heard of this moment? Have you heard of this moment? So I'm really hot. Yeah, the fans upstairs. Okay, I will suffer through. So first of all, what is non-duality? So when you're into this so much, there's so much non-duality stuff on the internet. There's so much, yeah, on the internet, and that's beautiful that it is so now widely available, and there's that variety, and that yeah, it's lovely, but it can be confusing as well. It can be confusing, it can be overloading. especially if the mind is involved. But put simply, non-duality, if you can put it simply, but attempting to put it simply, non-duality is wholeness. It's whole, it's not separation, it's whole, unified, without break. That could be it, like that could be the full stop. That this is wholeness, this is whole, undivided, without break, without time and space, without division. It's whole and complete. And in that, you could say appear time and space, appear separation, appear division, appear break, but it only appears in it. It's not actually separation, it's not actually break, it's not actually division. And so what awakening or waking up is this becoming aware of that. Becoming aware of that whole, that undivision, that without break, experientially, energetically, wholly. So not as a belief that you believe it's whole, you believe it's without break, you believe it's not separate, but it actually is that. This movement out of the appearance of separation, the appearance of division, the appearance of time and space, the appearance of break, this moving out of that or seeing through that, and this recognition of this wholeness, of this perfection, of this without break. And so separation, that appearance of separation, that appearance of break, that appearance of division, that appearance of time and space and individuality or personal perspective, that can't become aware of wholeness, that can't wake up, that can't recognize what's being spoken of. It can have ideas about it, but it can't actually, this shift that's being spoken about, it can't actually experience that or know that, because it is part of that separate dream, that appearance of separateness. So it can't then arrive at wholeness and say, I made it, because it itself is this appearance of separation. So it can't arrive at that. It's a recognition or a movement back beyond that appearance of separateness. That recognition of wholeness beyond the appearance. It's absolutely beautiful and absolutely beyond words. And so these words are attempting to describe that, attempting to paint a picture of that. And that's beautiful. And there can be a resonance with that. There can be a recognition in that, of that which isn't bound up in language, in ideas and beliefs, in stories and thoughts. A recognition of that which doesn't change, always is, but doesn't have a name or a language. So let's go back to the title. Have you heard of this moment? Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? Have you heard that this is all there is? Have you heard that what you long for is here, is everything, is right here, this moment, this happening, the simplicity of this? Have you heard that the idea of you, the idea of time, the idea of your life, your future, your past, just ideas appearing here, just thoughts and feelings appearing here, that they aren't truth, that they are moving through. And that there is something here that isn't bound up in that. That's always here. No matter what the thoughts and ideas of you are saying, feelings are saying, experiences are saying, whether it's saying you're 2 years old now, you have a mum, you have a dog, you have friends, you have this toy, tricycle, whether it's saying you're 14, you're at senior school or high school, you're finding it difficult to fit in, you don't know who you are, you're struggling with the work, whether it's saying you're 22, you're in your first job, you're succeeding, not succeeding, happy, not happy. whether it's saying you're 65, you're retired now, this, whatever it's saying. There's something that isn't bound up in that. Something that is free of that. And so non-duality, your waking up is a remembering of that, a dropping out of identification with this story of you, this mind-made idea of you, this mind-made reality. This coming back to the direct experience of what is happening, not what you think is happening, or what you remember happening, or what you project to be happening, or what you feel is happening. This childlike remembering. This freedom, this joy, this ease of life, rather than you having to live life, you having to hold life, control life, be responsible for life, manage life, life happening, this happening. This freedom of it being the way it is. Just this being the way it is. So you're welcome to ask any questions about this through joining Zoom or through the YouTube chat. Alicia, I struggle with okay things just happening and letting them be, but knowing what to do, making decisions, problem solving, changing, fixing something. Yeah. I suppose you will struggle with that. You will, this idea of you, this sense of you, this mind-made you, will struggle with letting things just happen and letting them be, but knowing what to do, making decisions, problem solving, changing, fixing something. Yeah, of course. I mean, how can the mind factor in all possibilities that could happen and try to prepare for all possibilities happening? Can't. It's out of its control. So of course it struggles with it. Of course it struggles with it. Of course it struggles with it. Oh my goodness, the amount of fear that just posting that caused. I want all the terror in me to go away. Yeah. I suppose getting it out there might have caused the fear that to be more obvious and to come up. Getting it out there, expressing it, admitting it, acknowledging it. Yeah. I think having that much fear and terror takes energy to like keep that control. But just letting it come out, letting that fear, that terror come out, letting life happen, letting life take care of it. There's nothing to actually be afraid of. Other than that fear, the imagined fear, the imagined terror. It creates that terror. So it's funny how there's not actually anything to be afraid of, but the fear. So it's great to acknowledge that fear, to begin to acknowledge it, that there's fear here, but it's okay. Fear that allowed to be here. There's no need to suppress it or repress it or avoid it or distract from it. It's totally okay to be here. For that fear to come up. Okay. Thank you. The fear of posting was more of a social anxiety thing. I have lots of fear of feeling judged or rejected. Yes, so much. Yes, so much trying to control. Allowing the fear. Yeah, I can relate to that. Lots of fear of being judged or rejected. Yeah. And that's like a natural self-protection response. It's natural to feel afraid of something that could possibly happen. So if you've had rejection in the past and been judged, which we all have had that, some maybe more than others, then you're going to have that response and fear of protection. But what if you are judged or rejected? Like, to be afraid of that forever, that's like a prison of some sort. What if you just are rejected or judged? What if there was a piece from that where it would be painful, of course, and you don't want to have that experience? Your preference is to not have that experience, of course. But what if it didn't matter to who you are if you were judged or rejected? What if what you are is immune to that? So there's a response of the fear of it, and it happens, and then there's a reaction and emotions and feelings around it. But what if that was okay, an okay experience? What if being judged or rejected, what if it took nothing away from you? What if you judged yourself or viewed yourself as acceptable? What if you loved yourself to the point where it didn't matter what another human thought of you or judged you as, or whether another human wanted to be with you or not? Wouldn't there be so much relief in that? So much joy and love in that? So much freedom in that? think we are, obviously we are human animals. We want to be social, we want to fit in, want to be accepted and judged favorably. Of course, that's a natural preference and response. But to be dependent on that, to be living by that, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Feel like knowing who you are as in this moment, not as who you are as identity, as labels, but knowing who you are as this moment, as this freedom, as this beingness, this emptiness, is prime memory. It really is primary. It doesn't mean you'll be free of all the human conditioning, but it's not yours, it's not someone. It's an experience. It's not who you are. I'm a skin picker. I'm always picking skin that I find. Sorry about that. Oh. Any more questions? No one's on the Zoom. Allowing the fear. Yeah, you could say it like allowing the fear. Allowing the fear. Yeah, you could say allowing the fear, but it's like you can't allow it. If you were trying to allow the fear, that isn't allowing the fear. Like allowing the fear is already what is. Like fear is appearing. It's already an allowance of fear. It's just this sense of this mind-made entity. It is trying to control that and now trying to allow the fear. It can't allow the fear. It is a resistance to what is. So when this is speaking, it's not instructing someone, which I know sounds really bizarre. It's not instructing anyone to allow the fear or not allow the fear or whatever it is. It's just describing what already is happening, what already is allowed, what already is appearing. And this illusory you feels it's involved in some way in that. Endless embrace. When I first started listening to you 4 years ago, I really couldn't hear that this is it. I simply could not accept all the emotional pain. Finally, I have given in, and it just keeps on coming. Yeah. Life keeps on happening. Yeah. I don't know how you mean that. Like, are you happy about that, or are you saying it keeps on coming? Oh, as in a lot of emotional, I guess the same stuff that keeps coming, or are you saying it's just this flow, and the emotions are now free to come and express? I'm not sure how you mean that. I mean, there is restriction felt in the body all the time. Do you ever like sit with that restrictive feeling? So right now there's a feeling of resistance in the body if it's appearing now. Do you ever like sit with that? Do you ever feel that, as in really feel it? Like feel your arms and your legs and your toes and your fingers and your shoulders and your back and your belly and your chest and your throat and your jaw and your top of your head and your eyes. Do you actually ever sit and feel that restrictiveness? Do you ever like give it space, or are you always cutting off and avoiding it and being busy with something else? And I can't imagine you sitting with that, as I say, feeling the body and that restrictiveness staying there the whole time. The mind has gotten much quieter, yes. I constantly sit and open and allow. It is my life. Oh, that's lovely. That is my life. That's lovely. That's so beautiful. Yay! A celebration. Yeah, this is it. This is it. It's funny, I remember having this end point, at this point of it all ending, and this imagined end point. I will get to this still end point. But this is it. Life is happening. I'm just surprised how much there is. You're you're right. It's not there non-stop, but it is there a lot. Maybe you have to become friends with it. Maybe That could be your best friend, and you're not embracing it as a best friend. So it's reappearing, maybe. Hello, hello, friend me, love me. Am I okay to be here? um, Obviously, I don't really, just to say, I don't really know what your experience is, endless embrace, what you mean by emotional pain. Just to clarify that, I don't know your experience. I don't know what pain you're referring to. Maybe it's something that needs to be looked at and like looked at as in talked out and clarified and made sense of. I don't know what that is. But it does sound positive. It does sound as if there's an openness and a freedom to it all. Alicia said, I just don't know whether to try to calm down or not when fear arises. Yeah. So that the mind thinks it has a choice and wants to know which choice to make. I really don't know what choice, which is the best choice to calm down or not calm down. I really don't know which is the best choice. Which is the best choice? A or B? Maybe neither of them are the best choice. Maybe it isn't binary. Maybe neither of them. Option 2, neither of them. God's will, cosmic law, my destiny. Hot sunflower. Mm. All we do know is this, that this is happening. We don't know anything else. And we don't need to know anything else. Such freedom in that. Such relief in dropping into that. Mm. So beautiful. Thank you for joining the stream and for chatting about this subject. It really is the best thing. Okay, thank you for joining. See you next time. Bye.